up? This is actually my very first YouTube debut, I guess you could say. And this is my first PR kit that I've ever received, and it's from Makartt. I've loved them ever since I started doing my nails. My first set, I used their jelly polishes, and I'll have the link in the description and show you which ones. But they sent me this PR package, and what happened was they had DM'd me on Instagram and they told me that they loved my work. So thank you, Makartt, for this. I am very grateful. I didn't think I was ever good enough to get something, be so lucky to get something like this, especially from one of my favorite brands, but thank you to Makartt for that. So I'm going to show you guys today what I got. What happened was, I actually ended up opening it. I got really excited, but this is their A Fairy Gathering kit. Here's a little note that they gave me. Very sweet. Thank you, Makartt. So what happened was I ended up opening it, and the nail cleaning solution actually leaked out. Unfortunately, I know that's not their fault. It just happened in the shipping, but yeah, okay, so I will be showing you and going over what all is in this kit, and we'll do swatches. Okay, so we've got our polygels, and Elette is the name of the shade, and then we've got Narita? Not sure. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but those are the shade names. And I will swatch those in a bit for you guys. That comes with our nail cleanser. I want to say this is so I don't get the stickiness off of the surface of the polygel, because polygel tends to do that, but not entirely sure. Unless it's like slip solution. It might be slip solution. But yeah, I took that out because it sprang a leak. And here's our little mini lamp. Oh, it's so cute and little. Love it. Love that. Okay. And we've got our base coat, our top coat. Very nice. I love that it comes with everything that you need, by the way. It's great, even the file. Here's the polygel brush. Looks pretty nice, actually. I have another one of your kits, and it came with some of the stuff. It didn't come with a lamp. This is great that it came with a mini lamp. I don't know that it came with base and top coat. I think it just came with base coat, but it came with the brush and everything. It came with the file. There's a little scoop for our polygel. I love that their kits come with the brushes most of the time, and full-size ones, because I actually have a kit from another brand that I bought myself, and it didn't come with a full-size brush, and I didn't really prefer that. I prefer a bigger brush. Makes it easier, but yeah. Okay, and the underside of the box comes with dual forms. I'm not sure that I will use these. I've never actually used dual forms. I'm kind of scared too. I'm not familiar with them. I'll do a video on that at some point. But there's our dual forms, and these look really nice because they don't look like the super curved ones. I don't particularly care for curved nails on myself. Quite flat, actually. I don't know if you guys can see. No Empress curve. I don't really care for Empress curve. They look pretty straight. Nice apex. And they're a good length, which I love. And I want to say they do come with Empress curve tips, so it has some flat tips and some curved tips for you if you prefer that. Yeah, there's no curved tips. So if that's your thing. actually not too bad. I can wear that. And then we have our little USB for our ENail lamp. It's great. It comes with so much stuff. Everything that you need. Okay, so I'm gonna swatch these out for you guys using the mini lamp that came in the kit. And little focus. Here's our first color. Looks really beautiful so far. I like the chunky glitters. It has like chunky and fine glitters. This is shade Elect. Wow, okay. That is very pretty. I love that so much. Wow. Okay. Next I'm gonna do Narita. This one looks blue from the packaging. Let's take a look. Oh wow, it's like a jelly blue. I love that. Okay. Wow. These are very pretty. Love any jelly colors. And here they are all cured. Alright, here I'm just sizing these full cover ENail Couture 123 Go Soft Gel press-on nails to fit my own nails. And if you see me filing the cuticle areas on these press-ons, it's so they'll fit more snug and flush to my cuticles. I'll also be filing the sidewalls of these press-ons so that they'll properly fit my natural nail and will line up properly to my sidewalls of my natural nails. If they're too big or too small, the full cover nail tip could pop off or even cause lifting, which could cause a number of issues, and we want to avoid lifting at all costs. I'm layering my Polygel on top of the full cover nail tips for this design, which will help with strength and durability. Also keep in mind that my nails were already prepped days before filming this video, so I wasn't able to include that, unfortunately. I had a peel off base coat that you can see applied to my nails, so I could easily pop these off and do my next set. And I also just want to add, popping them off is not recommended. I just do that when I'm using a peel off base coat so I can make a quick video and not have the nails on permanently. Always do a proper soak off with 100% acetone if you're doing a practical set of acrylic or polygel nails. Typically, you prep your nails by gently filing away the shine from your natural nails using a 180 grit hand file or an E-file sanding bit. Although for beginners, I would recommend a regular 180 grit hand file for that. Be sure to get in every nook and cranny too, and don't file in too hard, but just enough to etch up the nail and take away the natural shine. Then you'd go in with a nail dehydrator, and then a nail primer, be it when using the apres technique like I am, or even if you're gluing on full cover nails and you want them to last a little longer, and always when building polygel or acrylic nails with tips or nail forms. I use Mia's Secret nail dehydrator and primer for my nails, and it works well and it's very affordable. I did the apres method for this video just because it was quick and easy. The apres method is essentially putting a base coat on your nails and then curing, then filing the inside part of the full cover nail that'll be pressed to your nail to rough it up a bit, and then adding more base coat to the inside of that full cover nail, and then pressing the full cover nail onto your natural nail while it's wet and just curing them on under the lamp. I used the base coat from this kit, but the ENail Couture has their own that's recommended for these line of full cover nails. Do each nail one at a time. I suggest a mini lamp for this method. I did this off camera because I had a hard time doing this with my camera in the way. Here I've already poured my nail surface cleaning solution that comes in the kit, which is essentially just alcohol and its slip solution. You can also use alcohol as your slip solution. So it's okay if a kit doesn't come with one. You can always just go to the store like CVS or something and go get some alcohol. That's what I'm dipping into in my dampen dish. I'm just dipping into that slip solution, if you're seeing that. With Polygel, you want to make sure you have enough slip solution in your brush, but not too much where it's running down the sides because it could make it look cloudy possibly. Luckily, I didn't experience that with this Makartt kit. Their polygels are very good. I'm really glad that they don't leave bubbles or any kind of whiteness from the alcohol and slip solution. Okay, here I am applying my polygel. There's not really a specific method to use when you do the polygel because it's not self-setting like acrylic is. That's the wonder of polygel, is that you have as much time in the world as you need to work with it. Then you can cure it when you're happy with the shape. What's fun about polygel too is, like I said, you have all the time in the world to work with it, so you can basically you don't do like a stroke of the brush like you would with acrylic. You just very lightly tap it and push it into place. You will see me slightly pull it into place, but don't do it too much or you risk getting polygel stuck all in your brush. But the good thing about that is that you can wipe it off on your napkin like I have in my video. I just wiped it off if it got a little bit sticky. If anybody notices that I get kind of quiet throughout this video, it's mostly because I started doing the audio recordings late at night and I didn't want to wake my family up. Here I'm just filing and shaping away, mostly focusing on my cuticles and side walls. You want to make sure that your cuticles are nice and flush. You can go in with a hand file or you can go in with a sanding bit on your e-file. I definitely recommend a sanding bit with your e-file if you're experienced with that. I didn't have to use an e-file throughout this entire video, thankfully. I am decently experienced with it, but I would prefer to use the hand file when working with Polygel because Polygel is much softer than acrylic. I focus in a lot on filing my side walls as well, just to crispen up that shape and make them even. Remember not to overfile one side, always make sure that they are even. I also file the tips, like the very ends, so that they're nice and straight and I can get a good crisp coffin shape. Also, I'd like to add that I was using the 180 grit side of the file that came in this kit. It's easier to use a 180 grit file because you don't risk overfiling and eating away at the nail. If you were to use your e-file, I feel like, especially if you used a carbide bit, you would eat away at the nail, and that is not what we want because Polygel is just so soft and it's very easy to overfile them. Here I'm going in with a soft buffing block, which is definitely recommended if you're going to do a top coat. It just gets rid of all of the scratches and scrapes from the file. I did originally go in with the top coat that came in the kit, which was very nice and very shiny and glossy like I like, but it was more of a thinner consistency, so I ended up switching to my Mia's Secret gel top coat and I ended up using that instead. It had a thicker consistency, which I just much prefer. I actually put my Halloween charms on off camera because it was a lot easier for me. Unfortunately, I couldn't get that because again, I felt like my camera was in my way. Here I am with my bling box, as I like to call it, and I'm just gluing on some bling that I have. I'm using Swarovski crystals. Here I just glued these crystals on with some nail glue that I have. I used Mia's Secret nail glue, but honestly, I would say to cure these on with a bling gel. They will stay on much better. I'd also recommend using some bling gel to put any charms on as well. Here is the final look, the final outcome. I loved these so much. Makartt did such a good job with this kit. I think it's definitely one of my favorites that I've ever had of theirs. The polygel was good, it was firm, it was a good consistency, it wasn't too sticky, it wasn't watery, it didn't flood into my cuticles or anything at all, which I loved. It was just so easy to work with. Thank you guys so much for watching my very first nail tutorial, and special thanks to Makartt for giving me this amazing opportunity. Click that like and subscribe if you guys would like to see more content and tutorials.